Hey, morning everybody, and welcome to Hex Token Channel. Your host Superman in the house, and a big welcome to you. What a great show we're going to have today. Pulsechain roadmap, what's coming up in the next few weeks and months. So hope you guys enjoy this. This will give you a pretty much a roadmap to all the valuable utility protocols and marketplaces, NFT marketplaces coming to the market. So I hope you guys enjoy it, and let us get into it. Let me just add in a few things here and say hello. Who else has arrived? We're going to kick off pretty much with a quick market update, with the overall update. Then we're going to get into some of the big new things that have already just launched or going to support Pulsechain that have come out today. And then we're going to get into the Pulsechain roadmap. So that's going to be pretty fun. We're going to end up, of course, getting paid with the Hex Daily Stats. So we're going to talk about that as well. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's content. Who else has jumped in here? We've got Harry Williams. Yo. Hello, everybody. Buy more Pulse. Woo! Yeah, I like that. That sounds good to me. So cool. Let me just make sure I got my studio up here. Let's get in here. And, of course, who else is here? Lies Beneath. Hello, how are you today? Of course, awesome. And, of course, Lies Beneath says, hello, all Hex, EHEX, PLSX, and Center for the win, 100%. That is the golden Richard Hart strategy. It is a sunny day here again in good old New Zealand at the bottom of the world, broadcasting about Pulsechain. So it just goes to show you how far Pulsechain's reaches because here we are at the bottom of the world, and of course broadcasting about Pulsechain and PulseX. So if you don't feel like it's global, it seems pretty global to me, right? And of course it's currently 11:30 a.m. in the morning. And we're having a good time here with the community. So get into it. We got Knoxville in the house there. Party time, 100%. We got Jared in the house. Let's go. 100%. Let's go. And who else has jumped in here? Pulse Yoga. Hey, everybody. Good to see Pulse Yoga. We got Summer in the house there. Such a great name, Summer, isn't it? Great to see you, Summer. And, of course, hey. Summer is here. We got Tex Hex as well, 5555. I love that number. Thank you, Hex Token, for all you do for our community. Hey, it's a pleasure. And a big shout out and a big howdy to you out there, Tex Hex. So cool. Firefight says, love your intro video. Let's go Pulse Hex skins, 100% Firefighter. It is a very exciting time. We've got Kings Meadow as well. Hello, all. Good to see you, Kings Meadow. And who else there? Silverback Gorillas in house as well. Hello from Christchurch. How about that? Christchurch there is at the bottom of the South Island in New Zealand. New Zealand's made up of three principal islands. Obviously, there's quite a few other smaller islands around, but three principal islands, and Christchurch in the South Island, the land of the Lord of the Rings. They say the land of the Lord of the Rings. All right, let's get into it, folks. We're going to get into the outlook. Don't forget to subscribe on the way, smash that like button, hit the bell for good stuff, and of course our Discord is free, so get in there. We've got everything laid out around Pulsechain, PulseX, and Hex, and an incredible community in there as well, so get into that. If you want to join as a member of the channel, hit the join button. We've got Pulse Skins, Hex Skins, and Rich Heart Club. 3 simple ways of supporting the channel as we broadcast every day from the bottom of the world. All right, let's get into it. We've got Pulsechain here on pulseburn.com. And as you guys know, I like pasting these in the chat there. If you guys want to follow along, save this to your favorites, then definitely do that. This is probably the best overview site out there, pulseburn.com, and gives you a great summation of some of the key numbers. So we're going to get into the prices first of all. I'll just have a look through some of these things, actually. We're going to get on the prices. We got PLS here. We got 000194. So that's the price today. 1.94 times X, the sacrifice price. 3.4%, 3.7% down. We've had probably been down. Was it 2 days? 2 down days after having. What day are we on? We're on day. Where's the day here? It says the day at the top here. It used to have the day. Had the day yesterday. The day has disappeared, but I think we're on day 14. But for PulseX, we're like day 9, something like that. So here we are at the moment. So that's the price there, 000194, down 3.47%. We had a lot of up days, and then we had 2 down days, I think it was. And of course, Bitcoin was going down too. So that's probably part of it as well. So we have how much burn? We got 1.62 billion pulses being burned, which is fantastic. And of course, we've got supply sinks as well. So we're going to talk about supply sinks. You think about it, how do you get rid of stuff off the market? Well, you have burning, and of course, Pulsechain has amazing burning, the best out there. And of course, we got also supply sinks. You want to get validated sinking supply. And of course, that's incredible as well. All right, let's jump away to that. Now, I did send a message to Tech Streets. Hopefully, we'll get them to support Pulsechain to get them on the animation, because I love the animation for Tech Streets. So hopefully, that'll be pretty cool. Now, Pulse X here is currently at quadruple 0845. That is quadruple 0845, and that is 0.845x of the sacrifice price. So it's below the sacrifice price of 0001, which means it's a great opportunity. My goodness, it's unbelievable, this as well. So if you're a real Pulsechain, Hexkin, and stuff like that, DCA into Richard Heart, the golden tokens, I mean, it's a bit of a godsend here. Obviously, DCA, because you just want to get those ups and downs. But when, obviously, Pulsechain really starts to fly in terms of the price, you want to be in there early. Remember, I said accumulate the early months, accumulate. And, of course, once you guys see the roadmap, you're going to see why you want to do that. And, of course, that doesn't include many of the things that Richard Heart is going to be doing as well. So we're just looking at the non-Richard Heart stuff today. And, of course, Richard Heart is rolling out his own awesome tokenomics. And, of course, you see those yield farms coming out. That's Richard Heart driving that stuff. And that's very, very exciting. And, of course, increasing the TVL. We're going to talk all about that. There's so many different perspectives and dimensions of Pulsechain. It's really incredible. It's going to be the greatest on the planet. Honestly, it is absolutely amazing how this is going to play out. It's going to be awesome. And you're here early. So, yeah, we've got the price there. The magic burn, of course, for PulseX is what the people are going to talk about. And it's 64 billion at the moment. Just an incredible amount of burn. And that's going to head easily head, I think, into the trillions this year. At least over $1 trillion, maybe 2 trillion. I mean, it's going to be pretty crazy. Just depends on the price of PulseX, right? And the volume going through the DEX. But man, that's looking really good. So very, very bullish on the burn here of the PulseX supply. That's a huge, huge impact on the public supply of PulseX. And of course, we ignore a lot of the OA stuff there. So it's going to be pretty, pretty exciting to see that. So let me just get into it here. What else there? So I've got these figures excluding the OA. I think they're a little different than the ones. I don't know where they're getting these ones, but they're a little bit on the high side. So I'm not sure where they're getting that, but that's kind of cool. We'll just take their numbers for what they are. The incentive token, of course, that had a rollover yesterday, got rolled over, and I called that pretty well, that one. And that it ended up bouncing down to like 212,000 pulse per incentive token. Now it's back up, though, at about 250,000 pulse per incentive token. So a nice little rebound there. And I actually exited the pools before that happened. So it was kind of nice, right? Kind of nice. Anyway, so down 3% at the moment on that, but that is has recovered to somewhat overnight. And of course, the high over there was, I think it was the high there, that's about 325, something like that, 1,000 per pulse, something like that. So pretty cool. What else there? We got, we hit 1 million in supply for the incentive token. So the incentive token got over 1 million overnight. And so it's now 1.08 million at the moment. So that is supply is starting from zero, remember, and is moving on up. And of course, it looks like liquidity here, 693,000 incentive token is there. Actually, that seems pretty high. So anyway, that's the amount that I've got there. Hex at the moment, Hex on Pulsechain, that is 0.02 cents. So Hex under quite a bit of pressure, not just on Pulsechain, but obviously on Ethereum. We're going to look at that at the end of the live stream, just before our Hex daily payouts. So that is down almost 10% on Hex. But what an opportunity. These are all great opportunities, and that is down a 10% at the moment. So a gift in the hand, as they say, a gift in the hand. All right, so we're going to jump past that. Now, a new addition to pulseburn.com is the blockchain. And, of course, you can see the blocks ticking over here. I wonder if they're watching me do Tech Streets. I don't know. Maybe they're not. Who knows? I don't know if they watch this channel at all. But imagine if that, because I was covering Tech Streets, which I love the animation there. But, yeah, that is ticking along there. Pretty nice. We've got the amount of pulse burn in there too. We've got the beats as well for the block and the block number. And, of course, the transactions in that block. So pretty nice, actually. And it's pretty smooth moving along there. 10-second block times. Seems a bit faster there at the moment, though. But that is pretty cool. The bridge, of course, the bridge value will move around with the market. Obviously, if the market prices are moving down, then this will move down. We're sitting at, with the market prices recovering a little bit, we're sitting at 152 million. Actually, let's bring up the market, because I haven't actually pulled up that for a little while. Let's see where the market is going at the moment, and we can have a look at that. So, yeah, BTC at 26,500, ETH at 1,808, really important. ETH holds at 1800. Yeah, look, obviously BTC, I'd love to see BTC get over that 30,500. The first mark maybe somewhere about 27.5, 28,000. We really want to get that. If we want to get the bull market at the moment, we're kind of in this malaise gray area in the market. So that's kind of where we are. So probably on a slightly weaker side too. So we want to get that to a strong footing. That's pretty much where we want to get to. Anyway, the bridge doing pretty well. I think you can get stuff through in 10, 15 minutes, something like that on the bridge. So looking good. Now, let's get into some of the assets that are coming through. We've had 2.5 billion Hex come in through the bridge. And what was happened last night? Actually, I haven't even pulled it up. Let's pull it up. I haven't actually set that up. I was supposed to talk about this, so we'll talk about it now with the old Pulsex as well. Switch the bridge. Okay, switch the network. Let me just switch the network here. I'm on the wrong test net here. Pulsechain. And of course, the farms here, we got 2 farms finished overnight. So 2 farms finished overnight. The Hex from Ethereum and Rat Pulse pair finished, and the Hex from Ethereum Hex LP finished. So if you were in those pools, that is finished. You can harvest the incentive token that you got. There will be a plus and minus button on the right-hand side here. Just click the minus button. That will take the LP tokens out of the farm. And of course, the incentive token will automatically be put into your wallet. Once you have those in your wallet, you have the incentive that you got, and also the LP tokens, which represent your ownership of the liquidity. You can keep those liquidity in the liquidity there. You can jump over to the liquidity, and you will see, now that you've got the LP in your wallet, you'll see your liquidity position there. You're still earning fees at 0.22%. So by adding liquidity, you're earning 0.22% of all trades on this pair proportional to your share of the pool. Fees are added to the pool, accrue in real time, and can be claimed by withdrawing your liquidity. So you don't have to do that. You can keep earning fees, and maybe you decide to do that. It's up to you. But obviously, with the finished pool here, Hex from Ethereum and Hex on Hex here are probably a pretty good pair to have. Obviously, when the price ratios separate from themselves, as they are kind of at the moment, then you've got that impermanent loss. But you only realize that impermanent loss when you actually take out the liquidity, right? So what that means is that the ratio, the different prices that you have when you take it out are different from when you put them in. And of course, you will realize that ratio difference. And of course, those tokens represent a different price at that stage. Obviously, you've earned incentive tokens and some fees. So that's an issue there. You can think about that. But in any case, you can take the LPs out of the farm when they're finished, and the incentive token to your wallet. And of course, you can keep the liquidity in there. Obviously, you might want to, there are 2 different pools here though. The Hex EHEX there might be a very good pool to keep them in because they're probably going to tend to move together or not very too far from each other. Obviously, they're going to have a different journey every single day. But the Hex to Pulse there, that could separate quite a lot there. If you're more bullish on Pulse, for example, over time, they may both do very well, but Pulse may vary. Then that's something you can think about as well. You can still see that there's a bit of liquidity still sitting in these pools, particularly the Hex EHEX there in the farms. People have not taken that LP out yet, but you can keep farming and earning that sweet fees there, especially if you think it's going to turn over a lot, which I probably suggest that we will on for that one. So that's kind of happening there. But we've got a lot of this stuff come over, and that means a lot of circulating supply is not sitting on the ETH chain. It's now on Pulsechain for a Hex from Ethereum, or Hex, as you might want to call it. So it's pretty cool. We've got all this US dollar, $34 million in USDC, DAI, 31 million, USD Tether there, 23 million, ETH there, 18 million, and of course, Rat Bitcoin, because we had the new farm, remember, popped up with the Rat Bitcoin farm to Pulse. So that's come in as well. That looks like it's increased by about 10 Bitcoin overnight, last time I checked yesterday. Now, the TVL of the farm, they're moving around with the prices, value of the prices. Obviously, we had the pullback in the last 2 hours, 2 days. And so the TVL has fallen from the height here up over 450 million. It's currently sitting around 393 million. This is locked in the farms. That's where that's getting taken from. Now, looking at the values, as you guys know, this is a bullish sign. You got to remember, we're only in what day? Was it day 14? Something like that. And so it's still early, and we're just, as Pulsechain still establishing itself. And this number is spectacular, absolutely spectacular. I mean, it really is spectacular. And of course, we've got 16,726 validators actively validating. That has supply synced. Now, we talked about the Pulse burn. Now we've got the supply sync as well in addition. But this is massive. This is massive. So this is 535 billion a billion Pulse that has been locked away, $104 million US at the current price of Pulse. Now you can imagine if Pulse does a 5x, this is going to go to half $1 billion, right? So it's going to go $500 million Pulse X, 5x's, 10x's. This will go to $1 billion, right? $1 billion. So it goes up pretty fast there as well. So 535, but guess what? We've got 1,422 other validators coming in at the moment. They're entering as well. So let's do the maths and let's add those two up. So we've got 16,726 plus 1,422 that are entering. That is 18,148, which is spectacular in the first 2 weeks. Absolutely amazing. And I'm just absolutely blown away by that. It's amazing. Once they're all on, we'll have about 580 billion a stake there, basically stakes. It's going to be absolutely awesome. So great stuff there. Get into validating if you have. The APR at the moment, the annual percentage return, it's like a flat interest, is around 136 billion Pulse at the current run rate, and that's about 25.4%, which is a pretty awesome return. And if you're bullish about Pulsechain over time, and that's price up to the right? So more volume, more price, that is what you want. That's the holy grail, looking really good. And of course, we've got the globe animation. You guys love it. So that's the globe animation. Looks pretty good, eh? Looks pretty good. I'm sure we've got more validators all around the place, but that is a pretty good animation. I love that. All right, so the gas prices at the moment, we're sitting around about 6 million Gwei or beats, and that means that a Pulse X swap at the moment is about 35 cents, about 1,815 Pulse, and of course the to send a Pulse coin, that's about 2 cents, about 127 Pulse, and to send a PRC20 token, that's about 6 cents, 316 Pulse at the moment. Oh, we just dropped down to 4.8 million beats, so that's even cheaper now. Now we're 52 times cheaper than Ethereum, 136 times cheaper than Bitcoin, so a real big selling point there for Pulsechain, and moving really nice. Now there's more data down here, of course. You can see that at the bottom there as well. So that's an overview of how things are going, folks. We're going to get into some of the news. Some of the news that just came out. We've got this here. So this is not really the news, it's around validating, but I wanted to pull this out. And this is from HexPleb. The Pulsechain validator is still chugging along, he says. This is an experience. I love these experiences. With 100% perfect flawless operation uptime. Finally managed to sniff another block out. Took a while. We had a few dry days. 305,000 Pulse now minted. So congratulations. That's pretty awesome. You guys can agree. Look at that. So that's their validator. And what happened there? They've got 114 blocks that they've validated, and they've tested 3,241 other blocks, so which is pretty cool. And they're getting nice payments there as well. So the week they were down slightly, but they got the daily's gone back up. So very lucky for them. I'm just having a look at where they are here. Yeah, so they're onwards and up there. So onwards and upwards, they are doing pretty well on the validator, which is pretty cool. That was their last update that they had. Validator rewards have slowed down a little bit, but they're getting more rewards there. So cool. I like that sort of experience. Now moving on, we've got some of the big news today. Coinly this is a tax monitoring site. They said, you asked, we listened. Pulsechain is officially planned on our roadmap. So it's really important. We need, utility services like this where you can do your tax returns if that suits you. And of course, Pulsechain is officially planned on our roadmap. So it's really cool to see these things get in there. Our team work hard to make Coinly the best it can be for our users, and we consider our community input requests to be essential to that. So thank you to everybody who votes for what you'd like to see. So if you have used Coinly for other chains like Ethereum, they are going to be integrating the Pulsechain. You can see it's been voted up there, planned, and now is officially going to be on their roadmap. So that's great news, right? That's great news. We've got a few things here, Hex clips here. You can welcome to the best community in crypto. So Coinly, I like how Coinly responds, actually. It's really cool. Stan there, awesome, thanks. I love the support of Pulsechain. Mark Casher there, thank you for considering our request. So I like that sort of stuff. Very cool. So that is one of the big things come on. But in addition to Coinly, we've also had Kanga here. Kanga here, we're officially starting the long-awaited listing of Pulse tokens. So this is the fourth exchange that I'm aware of, and this is also fairly big. We had OKX, of course, the third biggest centralized exchange, and now we've got Kanga, which is a fairly big one. I can't remember its ranking, but It is, I think, the biggest one in Poland. And of course, we are officially starting a long-awaited listing of Pulsechain tokens. You can make deposits now. So not only are they listing it, it's pretty awesome there. So what are the other ones? I think the other one is the first two were 50x and Safe Trade. And so now then OKX, and now we've got Kanga. So that's 4 exchanges. So it's just starting to happen, folks. Just starting to ramp up. And what did I say in my yesterday video? Just be patient. Patience. It's all starting to build out. Very, very cool. So you can make deposits now, trade today. And of course, you can trade at Kanga, Exchange, Market, PLS, and USD Tether. So that seems to be the favored pair there, just like OKX. Now, as you guys know, we're into DeFi here. Your keys, your coins, immutable code. And so if you're going to use these to maybe get some Pulse or something like that, then we generally suggest just go do a little bit first to test it, go in and out, and just do that all the time, actually. Just do a little bit. If you do a little bit, go in and out. If you're going to use this exchange, it's something that suits you. Otherwise, everything's decentralized, right? Pulsechain, PulseX, that's the place to live. Your keys, your coins, immutable code. But what this does is it reaches new markets, new people that spend most of their time on CeFi and centralized stuff. And typically, this is what we want to bring over to DeFi and of course Pulsechain and PulseX. So very cool on that one. But hey, it's new markets, and that's great for Pulsechain. A bigger reach is what we want. We want to take over crypto. The only way you do that is by being on these other platforms as well. And then once they get a taste of it, they come over and they get more experience in DeFi. However, this is not the end. On Monday, we start listing of PulseX to USD as well. So this will be our first, as far as I know, this will be our first PulseX listing of USD Tether. I don't know if 50x or trade. What did I just say? It was trade fear. I can't remember what I just said, but that trade, the other one, that is up as well. So that's pretty cool. Kanga, so looking good there too. Both PulseX as well. That's bullish for PulseX, right? So it probably explains a little bit of the price of the ratio of PulseX to going up against Pulse today, because that is definitely switched back in favor of PulseX. So that may explain some of the movement there on the PulseX price. The ratio has gone from about 2.45, I think, overnight to about 2.3 PulseX to Pulse. So that probably explains that, because I think this was out about 8 hours ago or so. Was that 3 o'clock? So I haven't checked the chart, but there's probably matches there. Yeah, it's about 9 hours ago this was out, so that would make sense. And of course, PulseX there as well. PulseX has got a few bullish things, markers that may come up that may really push, that make that really bullish. Now we're getting into the last update for today. So Kanga, big shout out. Now we'll post the Kanga one there. I should have posted Coinly in the chat there, but I will post this Kanga one here, and you can paste that and check that out. Just go say hello, right? Let them know how that's cool. Even though we live in DeFi, it's kind of cool to let them know. I'm going to bring up, let me just bring up the Kanga one there, the Coinly one. And I just wanted to push that up too. So if you want to go say thanks very much and welcome aboard, definitely get in there. That is cool. All right. That is the link there. So kind of cool. Now, the other thing is those are the two big pieces of news. We do have another platform upgrade as well, which is HSI Watch. That's typically around Hedron and stuff like that, but they have now added the incentive token over here on the right, which is pretty cool, right? So, and they've made a few UI changes. It looks a lot better now than it did before. So that's HSI Watch, looking really, really good. Got the incentive token there. You can monitor your Hex, your Hedron, your Cosa, and that looks a lot better upgrade there than the first original site, which was functional, but not the most interesting. So that is pretty cool on that. All right, so that is the updates today. And of course, you guys know we're going to get into the main event, which is the Pulsechain roadmap. And I'll probably leave a timestamp today just so people can jump straight to that. But that we're going to get into that next. So HSI Watch looking good. Let's get into the comments and see what people have been thinking about some of these things that have just come out. But another big exchange is a cool thing. Lots of utility support is a good thing. Pulsechain is just getting bigger audience and more functionality. That's only going to be good for value longer term. Who else has jumped in here? Let me get back up to here. Definitely got up to that. We got Kings Meadow in the house there. Hello all. Good to see you, Kings Meadow. We definitely got up to there, and let me just jump over here. Asim in the house there. I see incentive hitting 1,000. Yeah, some people are calling that There's possibilities for that. Not quite that bullish, but $100 is kind of the next target, and we'll see how we get on there. Generon says watched Pulse Pot giveaways this morning. 25 million, 3 million, 10 million Pulse. One from Jacob. Right, I didn't even pull that up today. We might check that out at the end of the live stream. In fact, let's not do it. Let's pick it up now because I had forgotten about that coming out. I talked about it yesterday, funny enough, but I forgot about it today, which is hilarious. So B&B pot. Let's go see that. Must be out on the listings there. Let's have a look here. Oh, what else they got going on there? Powerball. Oh, wow. Okay, we'll have to talk about that now. We'll have to talk about that because that's just come out. That was just in the last hour. No wonder I didn't get to see that. Oh no, there's a couple there. Okay, nice. Let me just get back to it. All right, giveaway closing now. Okay, yeah, cool. All right, so we'll get into that stuff. How far back do I have to go? That far? All right, that's cool. That's close enough. Let's get into that and pull that up. That is cool. All right, so Jacob from B&B Pot has got the 25 million giveaway. 7 hours ago, the giveaway was closing, so it's kind of cool. I'll give that a little heart there. 25 million Pulse giveaway in 30 minutes, which is pretty awesome. Let's jump into that. We've got, are you ready for a 25 million PLS giveaway by Pulse and Pulse team? Join live on YouTube. What else there? Jump through that. Then 2 hours ago, win 3 million Pulse if you join the live stream when it is drawn from the comments, which is pretty cool. Then come to live stream. We're giving away millions of Pulse to viewers. So it's kind of cool. And what do we got there? 10 million Pulse draw for live viewers in 3 minutes. Shame you didn't come on this channel to do all that, but hey, that's just the way it goes. 10 million Pulse for that. And then, of course, 23 hours ago, Powerball game is live on B&B Pot. Let's go have a quick look at that while we're here. 3-day duration, minimum 1 BNB to enter, burns 12.5% of the token. So that's kind of cool on the old BSC one. So let's have a look on there. And we got partnership lottery coming soon. Nice. And of course, we got the Powerball up and running. Enter now. Let's have a look at that. Look at the animations. Cool. All right. So they got Powerball 2 days. What's that? 1,200. Oh man, this is pretty cool. We got 1,211 BNBP in there. $1,300, I guess, at the price of BNBP. They got lots of tickets in the house there. 28 tickets. So if you want to get into the BNB Pot Powerball, definitely check that out. That is just out now. That will probably be pretty popular. People love Powerball, and it's something, you know, big prizes and stuff like that. So I've posted that in the chat there. Definitely get into that. Bam. All right. Let's hopefully there's not too many other side avenues because that wasn't really planned in the show, but it's pretty big news. 25 million giveaway plus millions more. Pulse, and of course B&B Pot launching their Powerball, their third game, and of course this is coming to Pulsechain too. So that's going to be exciting as well. I might check this out after the live stream. Wink. We might check that out. All right. So cool. A nice one there on that one. Who was Anita there coming up with that one? So it's pretty cool. Let's get into some more here. We got Tortoise Johnny in house there. Superman. Hey, good to see you, Tortoise Johnny. Bob Wells as well. Hello, everybody. We got Cheshire Universal Wonders. Peace, health, good health, friends. Absolutely. And what else we got there? Yeah, prices. Anita saying that prices are a bargain at the moment. Yeah, they are. Good morning, folks. Another buying opportunity. Don't get flooded out. 100%. Yeah. That's hilarious. We got the opportunity of a lifetime. I can't believe it in terms of accumulation. I said in the my first video 3 days ago, the best strategy: accumulate. And of course, the prices at the moment are a bit of a godsend. And of course, especially for all of us who are wanting to be picking up even more bags all the time. It's going to be so good. Great timing for PLSB miner to end today. Gray is at 26. Nice one there, Bob. And we got Nita says good morning to everybody. We got Sandy Beach in the house. Good morning. Hello, Hex Token, everybody. Good to see you as well. What else there? We've got a few others there. Arizona's RC in the house. I'm here. And Sandy Beach is advertising a sacrifice for 9-inch, which is another Dex. So that is what Sandy's advertising there. Archipelago in the house there. Hi all. Good to see Archipelago. Humberto as well. Cheers, family from sunny Miami. Good to see Humberto. Where else there? We've got Brian as well, one of our 2 community leaders. Good to see you, Brian. Academic in house. Hello all. Cleveland, Ohio. What's up, family? Good to see you, Cleveland. Let's get into it. InvestX is in the house. Good to see one of the platform developers. If you haven't checked out InvestX, go check them out. Doing some really incredible stuff there on their platform, as well as AI. They're getting into AI stuff as well. So check that out. Very, very cool. Kirby announced there, Richard trying to destroy EX. He removed all the EX liquidity farms. Now it's going to get destroyed. I don't think so. I actually think it's probably a good move for EX. I think that's very helpful. Yeah, people are still earning the fees there, Kirby. We will see. Richard knows what he's doing there. Dave Down Under says, got nothing to say, just listening. It's funny. Kirby, I actually have the opposite perspective than you, which is kind of funny. So we'll see which one plays out for sure. Tail7 says, any time frame for Powercity? I put more into what than PLXX, says Tail7. Yeah, we're going to talk about that soon. That is our next topic. Hey, Superman, Rev 10 in house. Good to see Rev 10. We got Silverback Gorilla. Powercity is going through security audits now. They will have to wait for volatility to die down before release 2. Yeah, that is true. That is where they are at the moment. So nice one there, Silverback. All right, let's get into it, folks. This is the main event, and I will put a timestamp since we're 32 minutes into it. But Pulsechain roadmap, Powercity, Phiat, Phame, Liquid Lines, NFT marketplaces, Rocket Pool Fork, and more. So we're going to talk about all that. Let's get into it. And of course, many of the links are all in our Discord as well. If you want to get to all the Pulsechain projects that are coming, there are something in excess of over 150, and we're going to be highlighting some of the very top utilities. They're going to add a lot of value to investors and also to Pulsechain big time. So we're going to get into that now. Let's go. All right, so let's jump over to DeFi Llama. So DeFi Llama here is gives a good way of knowing how valuable certain protocols are on certain chains. So we are here on the Ethereum chain. I've selected that. You can see that there is a total value locked. These are locked in the protocols like liquidity farming and things like that. 26.92 billion. These are locked in different type of financial applications or DeFi dApps that have a lot of value, and they're looking at about 27 billion. Obviously, Ethereum, they're the second most valuable chain, and these are the protocols locked up. Now, we've gone through this list a couple of times before on this live stream, but we're going to go and have a look at the roadmap for Pulsechain coming up, because obviously, if we're going to be becoming more valuable on Pulsechain, we want the most valuable projects and dApps from Ethereum on Pulsechain, right? Either forked or upgraded or enhanced. You can do things like that. So this is what we're looking at. Now, obviously, we're going to move past the liquid staking at the moment, because we're going to start off with, we're going to go down to liquidity. So we're going to go down to number 13. That's where we're starting. The number 13, liquidity on Ethereum is worth about $715 million at the moment in terms of total value locks. So that's pretty cool. So liquidity. Now we have two forks of liquidity, which are going to be incredible. Liquidity is a very, very good protocol. And of course, it's one of the two superior models that we use for stable coins. But not only that, it allows you to do zero interest loans. And it also locks up Ethereum. So for liquidity on Ethereum, it locks up Ethereum. That is the coin that it uses for the protocol. And of course, it also is over collateralized, meaning that it creates a very safe stable coin that it issues as well, which this token is our USD. So it's really cool. We got two forks of that. So really, really cool. So if you think about it, we're going to the leaderboard on Ethereum, and project teams are going, yep, we're going to take that, and we're going to take that, we're going to take that. So we've got two protocols coming to take liquidity, and of course fork that and bring that to Pulsechain, which is awesome. The first of those that we're going to talk about is not in any particular order, of course. We're talking about Powercity. And Powercity's been getting a lot of attention. They have a very good social media strategy, got some very strong personalities leading the team, and of course a very big software team as well. So Powercity is coming, and we know that they need things like oracles and things like that to do price calls. So we're excited about where that's going to be. So there is infrastructure coming to Pulsechain as well that's sitting in behind the scenes like Teller and Fetch. But we're going to be looking at some more of the front end stuff that you care about to a more degree. And so we're looking at some of the protocols they're going to be having. Now they've got Powercity Core. Now, if you sacrifice for Powercity, you would get Watt token. So the Watt token launched. Now it has been a fake Watt token launched on Pulsechain. Do not interact with that in any way. The project's not yet launched, so that's just a scam coin. a Powercity Watt token will be launching, and you always follow the official links, right? Always, and that's the way you avoid being scammed. So don't fall for that trick. There is a fake Watt token on Pulsechain. Now, Powercity Core, the Powercity Core is the staking platform of this at the center of the ecosystem. So imagine at the center is the core. That's where you stake your Watt token. If you sacrificed, you'll be able to put that there. If you want to go and buy a Watt token on the market once it launches for real, then you can buy that and put it into the core as well. Now, this is probably the biggest ecosystem out of all the utilities at this stage that we can see, because they're going to have multiple protocols, which are all top tier utilities adding value. So these aren't meme coins. These aren't reflection coins or anything like that. These are hardcore utilities that have a business purpose, and people pay for the service, right? People pay for the service. So that's kind of how cool it is. So the cool thing about the Powercity Core is that fees from all these other protocols, so Portal X, which is already up and running, which is the super DEX, the cross-chain super DEX there, that all the fees go in to buy Pulse, and so that's a non-stop buyer of Pulse. So if you think about Pulse there, we come up to the Pulse coin here. Powercity's Portal X is just going to be buying more Pulse, constantly buying based on the fees that it earns from people using the super DEX, the cross-chain super DEX there. So you can see this is all these mechanisms are coming, folks. It is going to be insane, everybody. It's going to be insane how these are going to play out over time. Not on one day, but over time. These things are going to have massive impacts on the Pulsechain supply as well. So that's pretty awesome. So that's kind of cool. Obviously, it's hugely functional. People can, send tokens from over 63 chains, and of course that's so easy, and thousands of tokens, and at one click of a button. It's really cool. Now they do have their partnership with multi-chain at the moment. We're going to talk about that as well. That's in the news at the stage. We're going to talk about that. So if we go to Portal X, this is the Portal X site. Very easy to use, of course. You just connect your wallet. You can select a token. Let's say you select Ethereum from Ethereum, and then of course you'll be able to select Pulsechain when it's up. When Pulsechain is launched, you'll be able to do that, and you'll be able to select, maybe USD Tether on Pulsechain, and then you can just send it over the bridge. It's going to do all the hard work, find the best price for you, and that will be that easy. You just have to click and do that. It also has limit orders, of course, and you can do limit orders. Now, obviously, they're earning fees on every single trade. Is earning fees. Those fees are going to buy Pulse non-stop, so they're going to come and buy Pulse, which is awesome. And of course, then they're going to pay that to the people in the Powercity Core who have the Watt token staking. So awesome stuff there. So let's have a quick look at we've looked at the Powercity Portal X. That's going to have Pulsechain soon. We've also got the Powercity Core. Let's go have a quick look at that. That is up here. But before we do that, I want to talk about some of the Portal X stuff here, but we're going to get into the Powercity Core in a minute. So Portal X has a partnership with Multichain. And of course, you can see that Multichain is under a bit of pressure at the moment with some of the news that's coming out. So Multichain, they're down 20% on the last 24 hours, down to $4.30. You can see over the last week here, it has sort of slowly peaked down from $8 all the way down to $4.35. So some of the news around that is as follows. Cross-chain token plunges 30% after arrest rumors on May the 24th. The token price of Singaporean cross-chain router protocol Multichain fell by 30% over 24 hours to trade at $4.97. Obviously, it's lower than that now. The sell-off began after users reportedly abnormal long transaction times following a recent back-end node upgrade. So this is the key here. So there is an upgrade, back-end node upgrade happening that caused certain routes such as Kava, ZK Sync, Polygon, SK EVM to become temporarily suspended. Well, the project promised that all affected transactions will arrive after the upgrade is complete. Investor alarm turned into a full-blown panic after one user tweeted arrest rumors. The tweet, which garnered 820,000 views, alleged without evidence, so there is no evidence for that, that multi-chain developers had been arrested by Chinese police with a $1.5 billion of contract funds under control. Multi-chain is currently headquartered in Singapore with about 1.6 billion total value. So this is not catastrophic for the team. Also, a lot of unfounded accusations as well. And of course, the upgrade itself is going to happen when completed. Now, I'm not sure if that's finished yet. This article's just come out, so we will see what happens there. But to me, nothing much substantiated at this stage for that. But the market, of course, moves first, and that's kind of what you see there. So all things considered, that still looks pretty good to me from Singapore. And of course, that should probably be pretty fine at this stage. I'd see it, a lower percentage chance that there's an issue with that. And so Powercity's tech provider should still be intact there. Remember, multi-chain is really the leader in cross-chain bridges, so that should all be good. But that's worth noting it, right? So just duly noted, and it's kind of where we'll leave it at this stage. Now, obviously, Powercity Core is coming, and of course, the Powercity Core is, let me bring it up here, the Powercity Core, where have I got there here? Powercity Core. So this is the user interface. This is on testnet v4, and of course, not on mainnet yet, but of course, when they launch, this will be on mainnet. And let's go to testnet v4 here. Bam. All right, so let me post this in the chat there first. If you're not familiar with Powercity, check it out. It's going to be pretty awesome. Powercity. Check that out. There's Powercity's link there, so you can check it all out there. And you can actually access the testnets on testnet v4, so you can play around with that. You can also launch the Portal X if you're going to do a swap, right? So that works pretty well. I've done a swap on there. It worked very well indeed. So cool. That is Portal X as well, so you can jump onto that link there. Now, with the Powercity Core, this is on testnet, and looks beautiful. A really, really great site. And of course, people will put their Watt token in here from the sacrifice or buy it on market. You can see it's just testnet at the moment. Let me just zoom in on that a little bit. And you can see the price on testnet, the market cap, reward pool. So really lovely layout. Watt token locked, PLP locks. That's the PLP members of liquidity tokens when you get PLP or LP tokens. The reward tokens too. So Rat Pulse and PulseX. Very nice. So with the Powercity Core, you're going to get 2 tokens, Rat Pulse and PulseX. And of course, those are your 2 favorites, right? Those are the golden art tickets of rich art. Very, very cool. And of course, they have all the cool things there. Actually, I might minimize that. It's probably a bit big. We got the Watt price, a lot of cool stuff. Total locked, reward pool, very, very cool. We got obviously the next tab is stakes. So you'll be able to put stakes in there too with the NFT ID. Manage your stake Watt and PLP NFTs. I like the fact they've used the use of NFTs, which is great. And transferable. Remember, NFTs are 721 contracts, so it's pretty cool on that. And you can see your wallet balance. You can see statistics. So it's very, very cool site there. And of course, at the bottom there, rewards. So look, I've already earned all these rewards just on the testnet. And I don't even think I've done something here for a while because remember, I did some tutorials on this. Very cool. Now, they also have some pretty important utilities here as well. And look at one of them is going to be very important there, the wrapper. You guys not talk about wrapped and unwrapped. Well, it's got the wrapper there. And of course, you can wrap and unwrap tokens there from Rat Pulse to Pulse and Pulse back to wrapper. Remember, Pulse is the coin for the feed coin for Pulsechain. Rat Pulse is just another version of the Pulse coin, but it's a PRC20 token, and it can be used for DeFi and bridges, whereas Pulse is just used for the Pulsechain fees. But you can wrap and unwrap, which is pretty neat. And we've shown that on here as well. They've got other features there like Zapper. Zapper is pretty much adding liquidity to the liquidity pool, and it does that for you. And cool stuff. It's got core contract tokens as well. I like the fact that these guys thought of all this because these have been a lot of the issues that a lot of people have asked about, and it's funny how they saw that. So it just shows you great insights from the team there. So that's pretty cool on that. Now we've also got, so this is coming, the Powercity Core, the Earn protocol is coming. Now this is the fork of liquidity, right? So we talked about 2 teams targeting liquidity. We've got 2 teams targeting that, and of course, Powercity Earn protocol is going to be doing that. This is the front end for Powercity Earn protocol. Looks pretty good to me as well. And we've got some different stuff here. Interesting, they've all got different kind of branding on there, which is interesting. So they have separated out the branding on for these rather than having the same branding across all platforms. And of course, we've got redemption and risky vaults, but the dashboard is your main place. You can open up vaults. Basically, a vault's like a loan, folks, and you actually can issue yourself some stable coins. So the stable coins for the Earn protocol are going to be a PXDC. So that's for the Powercity dollar. That's going to be one of our at least 4 stable coins coming to Pulsechain. And you can open a vault and issue that. So this is a cool thing, right? So not only do we see that we're buying Pulse and PulseX through these protocols, but in addition, you're going to supply sync PulseX here. So isn't that cool? So people are going to put PulseX here, and they will that will take PulseX off the market. So if we're coming back to the price here, we've already got the 65 billion burn through the PulseX DEX, and now obviously we've got liquidity farms and things like that. But we're also going to have big supply sinks in these protocols like the Earn protocol fork of liquidity, which is awesome. We've also got stability, of course. These liquidity protocols are dual tokens. So they accept the main, in this case, they accept Pulsex for the stablecoin, but they also have their own token as well, the earn token for this as well. So you stake earn to earn a share of borrowings and redemption fees. You can earn Pulsex and earn tokens by depositing the stablecoin PXDC. So those are the two ways you can earn money on this protocol, but it's a win-win, right? Win for you in terms of earning these tokens, Pulsex and earn, but it's also a win for Pulsechain and Pulsex, because it's going to put away a lot of Pulsex off the market. And of course, it's a leverage system, so people will be able to borrow the USDC. Not only do you earn those protocols, but you're also going to be able to go back and use those stable coins to go and buy more Pulsex, more Pulse, more of your favorites, as well as the platform itself earning fees. It will earn fees, and of course, it will pay those fees to the Powercity core stakers. So it's a win-win across the board. You can see how powerful these are going to be. That's why they're heavyweight utility projects, DeFi platforms coming to Pulsechain, which is pretty awesome. So those are the three ones I want to highlight there. But of course, they have got other DeFi applications coming as well. They've got an amplifier that's going to be coming down the pipeline, a custom front end to earn to the earn protocol, liquid loans and liquid lending. And of course, that's going to allow you to optimize all these liquidity forks. And it's going to be pretty cool. So you're going to be able to amplify the results there and earn even more. The other one, of course, you've got the accelerated product coming here, accelerate your yield in DeFi by claiming and redeploying earned tokens for increased rewards. So that there is a compounding strategy from the looks of it. So they've got both those coming. So you're going to be able to, as an investor, earn even more on your capital, which is great. Really optimizing there. So that's pretty bullish there. So that's Powercity. That is coming, and I posted that link there. So pretty cool. Looking forward to that. That's a heavyweight. And of course, they're looking to launch soon, right? So they're looking to launch soon. So stay tuned there. And we'll have those different protocols launching at different times, but the heavyweight one's coming up earlier than later. And of course, they do need, for the earn protocol, they're probably going to need some Oracle calls there, price calls. All right, so the next one we've got going to be talking about is a Phiat. Now, if we come back to DeFi Llama, we've obviously got two protocols for liquidity. We're going to talk about that. Actually, we'll pull up liquid loans first because that makes sense. We've got liquidity there. So we've got a second one, of course. We talked about the earn protocol from Pulsex, the earn protocol from Powercity, but we've also got a fork of liquidity by liquid loans. Now, liquid loans is the biggest sacrifice set. So after this, people sacrificed for Pulsechain and Pulsex. The biggest one was liquid loans, and of course that was over 50 million US dollars. So a pretty big heavyweight. And they're also bringing us other products like the Teller oracles, and of course their version of that, the Fetch oracle, the Pulsechain, and you can become a Fetch reporter with that as well, because that's, you're going to be able to earn with that. So I think I might actually have that up here, and yeah, I do have Fetch oracle. So Liquid Loans is also bringing the Fetch oracle, and of course a fully decentralized, transparent, and permissionless oracle system powered by Teller technology, built natively for Pulsechain. And this is very important infrastructure for all these DeFi protocols. They need price calls. They need non-price calls as well. And of course, as people in the community will actually be able to be Oracle reporters and provide certain information if they so choose, and earn the Fetch token for that. So this is by itself its own business as well, and people can participate. That's another opportunity to earn revenue if you're in that position. Now, obviously, they all need price calls, and so this will be a major thing for that. All right, so Liquid Loans, of course, you can try it now. Liquid Loans is live on Pulsechain Testnet v4. You can try Liquid Loans now, continue to the website. And of course, if you go to Liquid Loans, you'll be able to see the front end dApp here on Pulsechain Testnet v4. And of course, this is going to be pretty similar to the earn protocol in the sense it's a fork of liquidity. But this time, instead of taking Pulsex, you put Pulse in it. And of course, you can borrow a stable coin. This is going to be USDL. I remember for the earn protocol, it was going to be PXDC. But this one is USDL. So here we are. We're getting all these big heavyweight native stable coins to Pulsechain. We don't have to rely on USDC, USD Tether, DAI even. We don't have to rely on those. We're going to have our own stable coins, USDL, PXDC. We're going to have, I guess, CST from Coast, and of course, potentially BankX as well, which just launched on BNB and Ethereum, I think yesterday. So we'll see how that goes on those chains, because that's probably the one wild card in terms of its tokenomics, and we're going to see how that plays out, as opposed to these three are well proven. These other models are well proven and work very well. people will be able to sync all the supply of Pulse in here. So if you come back to Pulse here, we see the supply. That's all going to be able to be synced. Like I don't know how much percentage. We're going to find out. But I suggest it's going to probably be pretty popular with the liquid loans. We know that the Hex Godwell has also participated in the sacrifice, delayed their tokens for 2 years. So they definitely got the eye of some of the big whales. So we've got borrow USDL, and of course, people not only will that be a supply sync for Pulse, but it's also going to be people going to be able to take the USDL, and there'll be different liquidity pools for USDL pop up, and of course, people will be able to go and buy some of their favorites, just like on the Earn protocol, buy more Pulse, buy more Pulsex, buy more incentive, as well as supply. So they're taking supply off the market, and they're giving capital to go and buy more, and you can rinse and repeat that to a certain degree with some of the strategies that are out there. And of course, some of them are called halted strategy and Hexicat, I think, strategy, and all sorts of stuff out there. So different people have got their own strategies, but people are going to be able to follow that. And of course, as you saw on Powercity, you're going to be able to go and optimize those on their platform as well. They're going to have a product for optimizing those too, which is pretty cool. Basically, auto compounding and stuff like that. So it's going to be pretty neat. So that's pretty bullish there from Liquid Loans. Not only that, but you can then go to Stability Pool and you can stake your USDL stable. Or you can either stake it in here and earn fees, or you can go and buy assets, more assets on the market, and then come back and put those new assets you just bought, put them back into the vault and top up your vault, and then go and borrow more and so forth. So obviously you got to keep your risk management in place. You don't want to overcapitalize, but get too risky, but that is pretty cool. They've also got a dual token system as well. Like Powercity had for the Earn protocol has a PXDC as the stable, and of course their Earn token. Liquid Loans has a USDL, and of course we'll have their loan token, and of course massive amount. Remember, $50 million sacrifice for the loan token, so huge protocol from there. They also suggest that they've got a big cash reserve for doing promotions and marketing. So we should expect to see some pretty decent outlays, I would suggest, for marketing as well, which is important too. So we may see that across the board, popping up all over the place. It'll be interesting to see what exactly they do in that space. It's going to be pretty fun, but they certainly got the capital for it if they so choose. So that's pretty cool on there. LP rewards as well. So there's LP rewards as well. So this is really cool. In LP rewards, providing liquidity to Pulsex. This is the other thing. Something that Liquid Loans has got is that you're going to be able to earn LP rewards providing liquidity to Pulsex. So that's an extra. Very cool. I think it's going to be hugely popular. And of course, earn rewards by providing liquidity, add funds to the USD PLS pool for Pulsex, and receive loan tokens in exchange. So it's pretty cool. Stake your PLP tokens in the LP rewards contract to earn rewards. Claim your rewards anytime. So this is going to be popular as well. So you got 3 different things you're going to be able to earn in here. It's going to be pretty cool. So you can put your USDL in the pool and earn fees there. You're going to be able to put your loan token in here and earn fees in here. And of course, you're going to be able to also provide liquidity and earn loan token in here as well. So that's, I don't know how long they're going to run that, but that's definitely in there as well. Loan tokens and run for 42 days. So it looks like there is a limit. There's 150 billion loan tokens, and it will run for 42 days on that one. So that is the early incentive. So that's really one you want to put that on your calendar because that could be a big opportunity for earning that extra reward. Very cool. Bit like how Richard Hart is in the yield farms on Pulsex is offering those incentive tokens. This will be a bit like that on here with the loan token. You can see there's going to be loan, USDL, and Pulse. It's going to be pretty cool on that one. So looking good. Now there are other features on here. We're not going to go through all those, but that's all about the protocol. So these are the main 3 that we want to go through, as well as borrowing USDL. So yeah, both of these liquidity forks take Pulsex and Pulse off the market, and they both then issue new stable coins. Those stable coins allow people to go and either put those in the platform to earn more fees, or to go and buy more coins off the market. So supply sync and buying more coins, bullish folks. And of course, if that's done at scale, which we're expecting to get some good adoption of those 2 protocols, that will be absolutely incredible, right? Incredible. Imagine thousands of people operating that format of trying to put their getaway Pulse and Pulsex, get more dollars, and of course go buy more and more. I think it's going to be pretty profound. So we're looking forward to that. It's an unknown, of course. It's unknown. We're just playing probability. But, man, it does feel pretty good. And, of course, you can see liquidity there at number 13. Pretty powerful position. So that is Liquid Loans. Let me post that in the chat. I'm not sure if I did. So let's post that in the chat there. How far back do I have to go here? I don't know if I did, but I'm going to post liquid loans in here so you guys can go check that out. Phame. That is liquid loans. So check that one out. Next up, we're going to go, and of course, Fetch Oracle. Let's not forget that. Check that out too, Fetch Oracle. That's also the Teller Oracle. That's going to be important for a lot of DeFi. We know that Coast, which is bringing the Fiat on-ramp, off-ramp, is very keen for price calls. They need that to make their dApps run. And of course, Fetch Oracle will probably be a solution for that. So that's pretty cool. All right, looking good there. Now, next coming up there, of course, is we've looked at number 12. We've got two beautiful forks of that, as you could just see, Powercity and liquid loans. But now we're going to go straight up here to number 3. Yes, folks, we're going to number 3. And, of course, number 3, $4.4 billion in Aave. And, of course, one of the top sort of banking DeFi products. And, of course, a lot of people trying to compete in that space. I know that, there's the Wise lending protocols coming out in a few weeks' time. They have enhancements on this. A lot of people competing in the space with new and improved forms of Aave. Well, we have our own form in the sense of the Phiat team. The Phiat team obviously already running up here on Ethereum. And you can basically, this is like a bank. You can have a choice here. Maybe you don't want to become a Pulsechain validator or delegator. You can put your tokens on here. Now, at the moment, it's running on Ethereum at the moment. But, of course, this is going to be running on Pulsechain soon. And, of course, that means that's another supply sync, right? People can go and take their Pulse, put it on here, take their PulseX, put it on here, take their other tokens that are accepted on here and be able to get lending rewards and, of course, a borrow as well. So it's really, really cool for that. At the moment, you can see Hex is on Ethereum is on here. We've got USDC, USD Tether, so they're all on here. At the moment, you can see the rewards. Now, these APYs are relative, right? So, Aave's obviously they've got their rewards on Ethereum, but of course on Pulsechain, we're going to have this up and running on Pulsechain, so it's going to be pretty cool. And all you'll have to do is switch over there as well. Now, people have participated in the Fiat Sacrifice. They will be staking their Fiat tokens, and of course, they've just launched. They had eFiat, but they've just launched the new token Fiat. So that is what they've done on Pulsechain. Of course, that's the token that you can buy and sell already. So that's what you can do there. But yeah, basically, you can borrow and lend here. It's bits like you are the bank. Isn't that awesome about DeFi? Whereas in fiat land, when you're in traditional land, you go to a bank and you have to beg for your money sometimes. Sometimes they'll abuse you too if you're not paying it back properly, or maybe you missed a payment. They'll be on the phone and smashing you on the phone. They'll be sending it to the collections department, and they're ruthless, right? Collection departments. This is how banks roll. They're all nice on the ads, TV ads. But they're pretty rough and mean and nasty on the other side, right? Oh no, we don't make little custom cases for you where it's going to kick you in the pants. Whereas here, you are your own bank, so you are responsible too. But you are your own bank, and you can make good rewards through here, obviously depending on the use of the platform, which is pretty cool. So that's really cool from that. So that's coming up there. That's a fork of Aave. And, of course, that's coming to Pulsechain, already launched on Ethereum there and doing okay at this stage. But, of course, you do need marketing as well. But I think on Pulsechain, they'll do even better than on Ethereum there, potentially there. Obviously, to get out there and get the word out, and that communications is such a big deal. So, we see Liquid Loans doing great communications. We see Powercity doing great communications. We see, I think, Internet Money's done a pretty good job as well. So, you get these projects, they have to do a lot of good communications and marketing. So, Fiat's going to have to get out there and do more of that too. So to get your protocol up and running. So this is part of life. Now, some people launch contracts and think, I just launched a contract, let the market do what it's going to do. But no, you've got to get out there and spread the word. You've got to build up your following and get it used, right? So it's important. And of course, Pulsechain's just launched, so it's a perfect time to build your dApp, your ecosystem as Pulsechain's launching, right? So it's kind of the perfect time, and you get to get all that early growth. Is so powerful. So that is a fork of Aave there. So looking really cool. So we've got that one. So that is cool on that one. Did I post that? I'm not even sure. Let's add that to the chat there. So we've got Fiat, and that is a fork of Aave. So check that out. Now, the next one we're going to look at is we're going to look at Famous. So Famous here. Let's have a look at Famous. Now, Famous is margin trading. Woo, margin trading. Okay, so margin trading. Hey, the reality is people are going to do this anyway, right? At the moment, we have people doing this in centralized exchanges. And, of course, they don't have your keys, your coins, which is pretty sad. So, you know, if they're going to do it anyway, you might as well have them on a DeFi and, of course, having a DeFi protocol. So let's scroll down here. I'm not even sure where it was because I haven't looked at it actually for a while. We're going to scroll down the big list of valuable projects. And I think we're going to find it here somewhere. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. I don't have to go too far or that I've passed it already. I probably can't even see it, but I didn't think it was this far down, to be honest. Surely it's not this far down. Let's go back up here. Must have passed by. Must have passed it by. I hope you guys not getting dizzy, by the way. No, can't see it there actually. Have I got a search bar? No, I haven't got a search bar. I don't think it was this far down. Let me have a look here. Scrolling down. I can't actually see it here, actually. It should be on this list, but I can't see it. Anyway, we'll jump away from that. Let us go on to CoinGecko. I have to pull that up now. Can't seem to find it on that list. But we're going to go and find it on CoinGecko. And that is a GMX. GMX here, ranked number 99 on CoinGecko. And $52.67 is GMX margin trading. And, of course, currently worth $460 million in market cap. So a pretty big protocol by any account. And, of course, Famous is a fork of the GMX protocol for Pulsechain. So it's pretty cool. If we go to their website, GMX.io, you can see this is the protocol that's been forked. You can launch the dApp, of course, and that will launch. And you can see that that looks pretty similar, right? Does that look similar to this one? It does, but it's been rebranded, so it's kind of cool. And, of course, that is the fork there. You can see the wallets, and that is the GMX. Now, this has a few more features. I think hopefully Famous will have all the features eventually, but that is currently the one at the moment, GMX, that they're forked, which is pretty cool. Now, you can see they're obviously extremely valuable on the market, and this will likely be a big use case as well. Now, you guys know Richard Art has said, you know, come on short Hex. Come and short Hex. So obviously the price is down at the moment, so it's kind of begging people to do it. But come and short Hex if it didn't need it already. When you short Hex, of course, you're pushing the price down, right? And of course, you don't want the price to go back up, right? You don't want to get taken out of the market or caught a price call on that. But yeah, come in and short Hex. People can do that, and they can do long. So you can short and long. You can go long. So you're betting the price will go up. You can go short. Your betting price will go down. But you can do a 30x on here. Now, some centralized exchanges, I'm not sure how many left do it, but they have 100x, which is just insane, right? But this has 30x maximum. And I think that if, you know, I'm not advocating this at all because it's, you know, better not to do margin trading. But if you're going to do something like this, a 3x is as much as you want to do. You know, you're really gambling once you start moving past that. 3x is probably a sweet spot there. But that's just the way it goes. Anyway, that's coming to Pulsechain. That's going to be big, right? A lot of people will use this. We could get some big money coming to use this protocol. And if they get their marketing out well, that could be really cool. So a lot of promotion and marketing to get people to attracted. They just have to target the same market people as GMX, right? Target those people that are already operating, target centralized exchange traders, and as well. So that's pretty important there on there. Now you can obviously earn. There's other ways you don't actually have to use the margin trading. You can come on here and provide liquidity. And so you're not even participating in margin trading. You're just providing liquidity for them to go and do the margin trading, right? And you get paid. You get paid there. So it's pretty cool. Now, Phame token is the token that got launched on Pulsechain. That will be up and running. That is the staking token. So you can buy that already on the Pulsechain. Make sure you get the right contract from the Twitter account there from Famous. But you can obviously get it on the dApp here. And yeah, that's really important. So you can do that. There are other forms. You can stake the Phame token. You can earn a share of the liquidity rewards as well. 60% of the platform's generated fees go to you doing that as well. So this potentially is another buyer, right? Another buyer and a seller of Pulse and Pulsex. So, but in any case, if people are going long, that's all buying, and people can buy up all these beautiful Richard Hart golden tokens. So that's beautiful there, and they can do it at leverage, so they can get multiple leverage on that, which means that they've amplified their buying or selling power there as well. It's pretty cool. So that is Phame. It's now called, it was famous. It's called Phame now. They've just changed the name, but that is still got their URL as famous there. That is the old margin trading. So cool. More bullish enough for the price there. So this is what I mean. These charts are going to be impacted incredibly by, as you can see already, by some of these big DeFi protocols. And of course, it's going to come in waves, right, over the next weeks and months ahead. But we should have a lot of this stuff out by the beginning of the third month, is my guess. We should have a lot of these protocols up and running. And so it's going to be pretty cool. So that is Teller. Now we're going to move into the next part of the live stream, which we're up to now in 6 minutes. We're going to get into, so this is some of the heavyweight DeFis coming. Obviously, there's probably going to be lots more, but those are the heavyweights that are native to Pulsechain, like in the community. And of course, we're all going to move into the next big thing, right? So not only do you have big DeFi, banking, lending, leverage, all that sort of stuff, but you also have NFTs. NFTs are huge, right? So obviously the leverage there, we're talking mostly about PRC20 tokens. So, but now we're going to move into NFT marketplaces, and we're going to talk more about NFT contracts. So the NFT contracts are PRC 721s, PRC 1155 contracts. So obviously that's that you get those on Ethereum. They're ERC 721s or ERC 1155 contracts. There's NFTs if you play around with that. So that's pretty cool too. All right, so let's get into that. First one we're going to kick off with is NFT on Pulsechain. So if you're familiar with one of the big Pulsechain organizations that helps with education and onboarding to Pulsechain, it is How to Pulse. Now, How to Pulse organization is also setting up NFT on Pulse. And you may have known, I think one of the team members used to be Wars, who is now working for Liquid Loans as their sort of their marketing chief there and marketing promotions chief. So pretty cool. And now diving into NFTs, we're just going to separate this out so you know what we're talking about if you're not familiar with NFTs. So obviously you're familiar with tokens. They're PRC 20s or ERC 20s on Ethereum. Well, on Pulsechain, PRC 721s versus PRC 1155s. If you're not familiar with the definition, here's a pretty good working definition here. PRC 721 tokens or NFTs are unique art or an item. So the key word there is unique. Art or an item there. Each NFT is distinct, great for collectibles, right? So you might see a lot of artworks out there giving out those on NFTs, like Cool Cats or something like that. PRC 1155 contracts, they're pretty much a hybrid, allowing both unique, non-fungible tokens and identical fungible tokens. So a lot of the PRC 20s you get, they're all fungible, right, in one contract, right? So you can have identical tokens in that sense. Ideal for gamings and dApps there. So it's a good little introduction there about that. So cool. I'll post this link in the chat there in case you want to read that again. NFT contracts, definitions. Check that out. Bam. Right. So that is that one there. And a lot of you asking questions around this, so it's kind of a good one to start with. Now, moving on to NFT marketplaces. If we go to TVLs here and we look down, we can see that we've got some pretty big NFT marketplaces in the top valuations. Just jumping down to some of these. Let me have a look here. We've got, where is it here? One of the big ones here, Blur, is a big one. And, of course, they've got $141 million locked in there. So Blur is a big one there. Just looking down through some of these others. Yep. So we've got at least Blur on this list that I can see. And, of course, we're getting NFTs here. So let's jump on to NFT on Pulse. So you can see the website here. It's kind of pretty snazzy. Now, I think they've just finished their sacrifice phase. And so they should be ready to get this up and running. And, of course, you've got trending stuff on there already. Live auctions as well, all up and running here as well. So I think this is just on testnet, I believe. Let me have a look here, see what they're on. I don't think they're already up and running. It does sort of indicate that, but yeah, that is definitely up and running. Let's have a look here, all collections. Let's have a look at domain names. Oh, maybe they're all are up and running. I haven't actually checked, but it looks like they're already kind of going there. But they are on beta. It's on beta at the moment. And they've only just finished their sacrifice info. But it's definitely looking good. Not sure if this is just what chain am I on here? Let me have a look here. Testnet v4. So this is on Testnet v4. Let me go to Pulsechain. I don't know if that's up and running. Yes, I'm not quite sure if they're up and running yet, but definitely worth checking on NFT on Pulse. But definitely coming down the line is NFT on Pulse. Let me just come back up here. I'm going to post that in the chat there. NFT on Pulse. NFT on Pulse. So check. Oh, I forgot to add the link there. That's the link. Nice. NFT on Pulse. Cool. All right. So that's up and running. We've got Kira is up and running. So Kira is also up and running at the moment. So Kira NFTs. So good to see them. I love their artwork, to be honest. Kira is pretty cool. Kira NFT, and they're running out of using. They're actually using the OpenSea platform. So Kira, they're using OpenSea, so you can go to OpenSea. But they've got pretty neat art here. As you can see, it's pretty funky. If you love this sort of funky stuff, but this sort of stuff's pretty popular. You can see lots of cool stuff here at the moment. Kind of like this one here, the smiley one, the peace one. That's kind of cool. And some of the sort of robotic artwork's kind of nice. So that is Kira, and of course they're here on OpenSea. And you can see them operating here, created and stuff like that. So you can see the artwork there on OpenSea. Nice. A lot of skulls though, a lot of skulls, scary skulls. But they've got lots of cute stuff as well, like this cyber pets as well, which is pretty cool. Little puppies, if you like little puppies, and if you like scary little wolves or whatever that is. And the cats, look at the cats. It's crazy stuff there. So anyway, different perspective there, but it's pretty awesome artwork. That is on there. Now we've got, let me just upgrade this. We got, oh yes, I was supposed to talk about that, but I didn't do that. So I might do that tomorrow. But maybe we'll leave it to the end. Anyway, so that is that. And of course, the one I didn't bring up is Phiat. So Phiat here, no, not Phiat, sorry, Mintra. Mintra is the one I want to bring up. So Mintra is another one that's going to be pretty big. So Mintra NFTs. So that's coming out with, that's by Gerardo, a big influencer in the space. Hasn't been broadcasting for some time really, but he is doing the Mintra one as well. So Mintra is going to be a big NFT marketplace with staking and burning and lots of NFTs. So we're looking forward to that. It's getting very close, as I understand it. These guys will be up and running pretty soon as well. So Mintra, that is cool. That is the Mintra one there. That is coming to town. So stay tuned on that. That one's getting pretty close. I think they're on final audits and stuff like that. But they have staking and all that sort of stuff as well. We're going to get out of there. Let's get into Powercity one more time. Now we've gone through these different NFT people. Yeah, we go through these different. Where am I going? I'm not going there. That's not where I'm going. We're going to where are we going? We're going to Powercity. That's where we're going. Powercity, and we're going to see the last app here. So the one I didn't talk about earlier was Pixel Park. Pixel Park is coming from Powercity as well, and you can see some of the artwork here. They'll be having some of their own, but they're actually saying that they're going to have some features that are not even out there amongst all the NFT marketplaces. So we're excited to see where they're heading with that. Should be pretty cool. Now you can see 721s and ERCs, EC1155s, but obviously they're going to be PRCs on the Pulsechain. So there we are. You've seen we've got Mintra, we've got Powercity coming with Pixel Park NFTs. So big platforms, right? A lot of people love trading these. They issue a lot on Ethereum. You see them issuing, so we'll probably see a lot of these launching as well. We've got Kira and we've got NFT on Pulse. So those are 4 big NFT marketplaces native to Pulsechain. And this doesn't include any of the stuff that's going to come from Ethereum, those project teams that come to support their own protocols on Pulsechain, knowing that they've got a copy of their tokens over there. So pretty cool. So that is pretty neat there on that. And I hope you guys enjoyed that overview of some of the big TVL projects that are coming to Pulsechain. And hey, look, there's going to be more as well. We're going to talk about the final one. The final one, of course, that we're aware of is Alex McFurter here is looking to potentially pull up Rocket Pool. And Rocket Pool here is a big TVL project. You can see that if he does fork this and bring this to Pulsechain, that it will be huge, right? It will be huge because Rocket Pool is sitting at number 10 on the leaderboard. Currently got 1.66 billion there. That is pretty much allows liquid staking. And of course, this is going to be the big boom town for Pulsechain. People will be able to delegate, set up their own nodes, make it a lot easier, and you won't need 32 million Pulse. You'll just need a fraction of that amount, maybe a quarter for setting up nodes, and of course, maybe a hundredth or something like that for setting up the actual delegation there as well. So it's awesome. That's also going to allow for secondary tokens, potentially secondary staking as well. So yield on yield with Rocket Pool, which is pretty cool. So I have posted all the links to these in the video description. So if you want to get hold of all these links that we've talked about today, they are in the video description there. But let's quickly go to the Rocket Pool site. And you can see that they are running a whole ton of the Ethereum staking there out of about 18.6 million. They're running 639 Ethereum staked on their platform. So you can imagine just change these numbers out for Pulsechain, and that's going to be pretty cool. Alex is also talking about using Icosa for this platform as well. So it could be bullish for Icosa, but you can see there's two different types: stake and run a node and stake ETH. And you can see that, this one here, only 8 ETH. You need 32 ETH, only 8 ETH is required. On this one here, of course, you need 0.01 ETH here for liquid deposits. So that's only a fraction of the 32 ETH that you need. So that'd be awesome. And you can see some of the returns that people are earning. Some people just want to earn these sort of more conservative returns and just keep ticking over as well. So pretty cool. We're looking forward to that, and big TVL potentially. And of course, as you can see with the validating, that by opening it up to delegation, forms of delegation, you will be able to rapidly increase the validator deposits, and we could see trillions potentially in there, right? So if we get around the average of the validators, we could see, I'm just going to argue the 12 there. We could see, let's say, to be more conservative, let's say 0.3%, so 30% of 12,500. That could see maybe get up to like 3.5 to 4 trillion Pulse off the market if these are successfully taken up by the retail book, as they are on EVM chains, or in particular, even if they get up to, to Ethereum's mark. So let's even say we get the Ethereum. Let's say we've got 18.6, let's say 15%, say. So 15% of 12,500. So that is the mark amount for the total amount of Pulse. So 15% times 12,500. That's going to get us to, close to about 1.9 trillion Pulse off the market. So you can see how bullish that is as well. So pretty cool. I think that's bullish for the market. So stay tuned. We're going to have waves of expansion here. Any pullback in the prices at the moment is like a godsend, honestly. It's unbelievable. Dollar cost average. Remember, accumulate. Have patience. And of course, look what's coming down the line. This is just a good bit of teaser for what's about to unload over the next couple of months. And this is outside of Richard Hart doing Richard Hart stuff, right? Richard Hart he's got a game plan. That game plan is rolling out, and of course you're going to see the master at work. But in addition to that, you've got these incredible top TVL projects from Pulsechain, from Ethereum coming over to Pulsechain, and of course we're going to be trying to get as much of that relative value as we can, right? So obviously as Pulsechain gets more valuable, as these protocols get more valuable, then it's all going to go up in value, and it's going to start mirroring some of these top values over here. So Lido, liquid staking, Rocket Pool, liquid staking, and of course we'll start, as Pulsechain gets more expensive, all the Pulse that's locked up in there will go up in value, and it goes from millions to billions pretty quickly once the price starts moving up. So that's what we're going to look at there. Aave, that Phiat fork, 4.4 billion on there. Imagine if the team does good marketing, gets the word out, a lot of people start using it, it can value up into the millions, right? So that's what you're wanting to sort of see there. So very exciting. And we may see many of these other protocols that are not forked over come over to Pulsechain too. We may see some of these teams that are already over in Pulsechain that set these up on Ethereum that they also support on Pulsechain. We'll be looking out for that as well. Obviously, the more valuable Pulsechain gets, the success attracts more success. And of course, that's going to be fun to see that play out. All right. I hope you guys enjoyed that. One of the big areas we didn't talk about today is meme coins, of course. Obviously, they're out there as well. But that's going to be fun to see that play out too. All right, we're going to get out of there. Let's quick look at the Hex price at the moment. Hex just pumped on the Pulsechain. Looks like we're up at 2.169. So that's kind of cool on the hourly. These are the hourlies here. So we've got a little bit of a bounce off there. We did get down pretty low, down to 1.8 cents. We're down to almost heading back to 2.2 cents. We're up about 5% for the 24 hours on the Pulse chain. Moving over to Hex on Ethereum. Hex on Ethereum there at 1.65 cents. I have seen some discussion on social media about abandoning EHEX, which is just insanity. I don't know who these people are, but what are they talking about? So anyway, we got EHEX here at 1.65. They're just crazy, these people. I don't know what economic school they went to, but that's not a great one. Anyway, we're at 1.65 here at the moment on EHEX, so pretty cool. So we take that combined at the moment. Combined Hex is sitting at 3.82 cents at the moment. And what a nice price to pick that up on combined status. Pretty amazing there as well. Let's get into the Hex Daily Stats. We're on day 1271. We've got, let's see what day is this. Yeah, 1270 is the one we've just finished. So 25th of May. And we've got the price at 1.543 cents, down 18% there. So 5 days of volatility and down we have gone. Obviously, we got price discovery on Pulse chain. We got Pulse and Pulse Hex attraction, incentive token attraction, and of course we've got big players making big moves, and hence the volatility that we've got in the price chart at the moment. So the share rate there increased by 6.6 on Ethereum. We're at 27,359. The price there 4.22, but the payout today, another glorious day for Hex T-share miners, 6.755. This is just on Ethereum. Obviously, Pulse chain also has its own payout, so pretty glorious there if you've got them on both chains. The average money length, 7.09 years. The APY, again, 40.5%. Look at this APY, folks. Just take a pause for a moment. Think of this APY, 40%, 40%, 40%, 40.5. Pretty glorious. And, of course, you just have to ride through the price movements. But, of course, if you pick up more Hex at this prices and you can earn the APY, it sort of helps to increase the amount of people buying. Now, obviously, people have to actually buy for that to happen. But that's the opportunity that's in front of them at the moment, given the price of Hex on Ethereum and the price of Hex on Pulse chain. It's going to be fun to see. Now, obviously, those two farms ended, so that competing APR is gone. That's why I argued earlier that those have gone. Now there is only the native Hex and Pulse the farm up at the moment. So the Ethereum Hex and the native Pulse Hex, that farm is gone. So that APR competition is gone. That's the main one that's gone, right? Because that's Hex on Hex. So that was the one competing with the actual underlying contracts of Hex. So that's the point that I was making earlier, that the APR competition is gone. Now you can still go into the Hex Rat Pulse, the native Hex Rat Pulse, but of course you've got impermanent losses issues there, depending on the relativity between native Pulse Hex, Hex on Pulse, and of course Pulse. So if obviously the Pulse does a bigger ratio change, then obviously that can go against you a lot more. So there's an offset there, and that may play out further down the field. At the moment, obviously, maybe not so much, but definitely you got to keep mindful of that. Liquidity pool there, 195 million Hex in the pool, 262,000 US dollars in the pool there, and 124 in liquidity. And what else? We go down the bottom here. Change in T-shares, 6,300. And of course, the T-shares there at 9.9 million at the moment on the T-shares. And we're going to jump over to the lock percentage of coins. 9.3% of Hex is locked at the moment on the ETH chain, and penalties, 4.7 million Hex penalties today. Look at those penalties flowing through the T-share miners. That's hilarious. And of course, we've got 67 million in payout today as well. What else we've got there? Down 58 on the current holders. And of course, that's dropped off, right? That has dropped off. See how it's slowed down. And of course, we're at 329,966. The total miners, they're up 19 today at 120,428. We've got total holders up 405 to 568,496 on the ETH chain, looking pretty good. And currently, we're on day 1271. We've got already got 1.1 million on the ETH chain penalties. So still getting these people penalties. Still got price discovery and moving around. But this is going to be interesting to see how this declines, in my view, in the wee while. It's going to be funny to see that play out. Now, especially after the farm has been taken down as well for the EHEX, PX farm. So 6.569 at the moment. And, of course, on the Pulse chain, 61.1. So we're sitting at 6.499 Hex per T-share on the Pulse chain. Obviously, Pulse chain now is valued more, 0.022 versus 0.011. It is early days, so we'll see how that goes at the moment. So kind of cool. All right, the other thing I want to talk about quickly before we get to The pulse check is the pulse farm. Let's go into that. Oh, by the way, BSC, it's got lots of fake volume on it at the moment. I mean, it's insane how much volume is on there is fake. Is crazy. Look at this. These are the two top ones here, 44.3 million. And this one here, 6.5 million. But look, 44.3 million. There's only $1 liquidity in this thing. What a terrible. They call it FOMO duck. So like rip you off, scam you out of all your money. This is terrible. Look at that thing. It's just crazy. So fake volume on BSC. Terrible. Anyway, so that's pretty much that on there. Let's go to the incentive token. I want to quickly talk about this. Obviously, if you're yield farming, then this has actually bounced back quite a bit there from $37 up to 54. But what we really want to measure in is how much incentive is worth in Pulse. And we can see that it has gone from about, let me get rid of the volume here. It's gone from about 213,000 Pulse. It bottomed out at after it got rolled over. So what we mean by rollover is that the price rolled over like this. See that? That's a rollover. And of course, the price managed to find a floor there, 213,000. It's now up pretty nicely, actually, 262,000 Pulse per token. Obviously, the market is moving back up. You can see it's going green again. Everyone likes the green. So the green's going up and green again. This is different from the last 2 days. So nice. So that is the play there. So good on you if you've got incentive token. That's coming back there as well. Obviously, the high so far has been 317,000 Pulse per incentive token. So it's still up pretty good from that. So let's see how far. We're up about 22%. But it's still down from the top about, how much? About 17%. So about the same amount. Very, very cool. Now, if we look at that on a 4-hourly, that's the 4-hourly chart there. You can sort of see when the farms, incentive farm came out, there are 2 incentive farms, one with Pulse and PulseX. That's what caused this green chart to absolutely rally. And that's the look of it at the moment. All right. Now, one cool thing that came out, if you are using the official bridge back and forth, you may be confused about the tokens that are being used. But you can use this site. This is out from Goldkey, one of the 2 team members from Dipcatchers, team, from Maximus, I should say. Pulse check here and put an Ethereum token contract address. You get the bridge token address on the Pulse chain. So imagine you, when you use a bridge, of course, you put one contract on Ethereum. So maybe you put ETH there, and of course, then wrapped ETH, and then you want to send it over the bridge. You get to the other side, and it's got a different contract, right? And so you want to get that sort of you want to get that. You put in the Ethereum contract on the side, and you're going to find out what the contract is on the Pulse chain side. We have a list of these on our Discord under useful links, but this is making it really easy here. And of course, you can switch the chain around and switch that to Pulse chain and put the Pulse chain token on the Pulse chain side. If you're sending stuff over to Ethereum, it will give you the corresponding contract on the other side, making it so that you don't get scammed out of your coins. So big shout out to Maximus Dow there. That's Dipcatcher and Goldkey. Very, very cool site. So I'll post that in the chat there as well. But we have added this to useful links. So definitely check that out because we've added this to our useful links in there as well under the Pulse chain, updates information there. So very, very cool. I'm going to add that to my favorites. Nice. And that pretty much is it for today. That is our mega live stream. And what a live stream it was. A Pulse chain roadmap, Powercity, Phiat, Phame, liquid loans, NFT markets, rocket pool, and more. What I didn't cover, of course, is that there are about another 150 projects coming to Pulse chain that are native to Pulse chain, all varying qualities and sizes. So you're going to see them roll out too. A couple of them have already rolled out, but that's sort of stuff like Internet Money. They have rolled out, so there's a few, but there's so many more coming. It's going to be fun to see them play out. All right, let's quickly check Richard Hart before we end. We're almost up to an hour and a half, so a good time to finish and see if Richard's got anything for us. No, nothing there for Richard, so that's kind of cool. Let us leave here on the coins, and I'll go through the chats there to catch up on where I was last time. There we go here. We'll get up to that. We've got Check My Pulse. We're a suit, man. Opportunity is kicking in the door. Absolutely, man. It's amazing. LFG, accumulate, 100%. You got it down, man. You got it down. Great evening, Hex Token family, 100%. We've got Andrea in house there. Powercity is great, but visually they need to top-notch marketing team to overhaul things. I think you're probably right. They need a little bit of tweaks there, but I'm sure they're going to be onto that. I think just as Jesse said that they had their own program for ratcheting that up, so I think that they're going to be okay. Obviously, they're doing a lot of Twitter stuff there. But yeah, they'll probably be upgrading that, is my guess. Generan says, remember, Genesis what token, what stakes will attract 2x rewards? Yep. And of course, if unstaked 2x is lost, Genesis stakes will be able to be sold as NFTs. Nice one there, Generan. Appreciate that alpha there. J-Man and House there. Hello, everybody. Good to see J-Man. Who else has jumped in here? We've got Roderick Patrick. Present Sir Superman, says Roderick Patrick. Nice. Oh, yes. Sorry, I forgot about, I was going to talk about that archipelago. Thank you for reminding me, because I almost forgot. Well, I did forget because you reminded me. But what do you think about KDP's announcement about Powercity Change Now partnership? Potential on-ramp, off-ramp for Powercity. That's correct. Yes. So that's pretty cool. Now, the one thing I didn't mention about the Polish exchange earlier is that they have a Fiat on-ramp, don't they? So we're getting these on-ramps coming. It's very important. Change Now partnership, potentially off-ramp, on-ramp. Yeah. So I think that's really great. So nice work there, Archipelago. Great update there. And I was going to talk about that, but I forgot. I'll be jumping around some other stuff. All right, what else there? Sorry, Hex Token MCR Magic Copperite is doing a poll for that DEX for the 9-inch. Okay, cool. All right, so that makes explains. Yeah. I wasn't really covering that too much, that one, because we've already got Pulsechain, so I wasn't really going to be covering sacrifices. You guys know I've really kind of stopped doing sacrifices mostly. It would have to be a really good reason for me to do, covering new sacrifice content. So the protocol would have to be, pretty cool. Now, I wish them well, of course, but it's not something I was particularly going to be covering there, Sandy. Happy Christmas, says Pulse Bezos. Happy Christmas, man. Yeah, it's Pulsechain Christmas. General says, can't wait for Powercity, 100%. Sandy Beach says, I bought more Hex today, and my limit orders got filled. Yay. Nice one, Sandy Beach. You're the boss there. Sandy's been a DCA, and of course, your portfolio must be looking better and better all the time. Congratulations. Live Video says, Liquid Lines and Powercity. Yep, heavyweight DeFi coming to Pulsechain. Can't wait for Liquid Lines either, says Genuine, 100%. Sandy Beach says, yes, Liquid Lines Powercity are going to be awesome. InvestX there, excited too. What else? Let's jump through some of that. Anita says, wow, it's a university degree in DeFi and earning yield to do so. 100% it is. You're right, Anita. That is true. It's going to be pretty epic. Sandy Beach says Fiat will be a good product too. Yeah, it definitely offers some easy way of earning yield. Just going in and out there. Genuine says, ever feel like a kid in a lolly shop? It is like that. It is like that. So many good projects to choose from. Yeah. And as you guys know, I try to genuinely highlight the better ones. But there are, like I say, there is probably another 150 of varying quality out there as well. I try to cover the ones that I think are particularly good there. Now, there are other ones, honorable mentions, that I think that may do well, but of course they've got to prove themselves. The concepts are really great. They've just got to execute. So they're coming up. I think in projects like Win-Win, which is like a hybrid lotto type of product that could be really good. Got to see it delivered, of course. There's things like that out there that are pretty nice. Has Phame done their airdrop for sacrifices yet? I don't know. Genuine, don't know. I can't remember if they have or not. High stakes Hex says, super hold control and click F. It will let you search the page for whatever you are searching for. Okay, cool. I'm not sure what I was doing then though. High stakes. I can't remember what I was doing that you're referring to, but I'll try and do better next time. Happy Friday all, says Andrew. Absolutely. Happy Friday. It is Friday down under here. Obviously, it's still Thursday up in the Northern Hemisphere, but it is Friday here. What else we got going there? Let me just jump through some of those comments. We're going to need a portfolio manager DApp. Yeah, well, we talked about that yesterday. We got Hex Scout yesterday. I think it's portfolio management. Fatty has got a kind of a portfolio management. So those two platforms kind of fit in that category. Sandy Beach says, I'm going to need to go part-time so I can keep up with it all, though, says Sandy Beach. That's funny. Does anybody know what happened to the midnight airdrop on White Token? Yeah. You can go and claim that, Daniel, on the websites, both for ETHchain and Pulsechain. I don't think there's any market value for the White Token at least on Ethereum, but of course it's going to be used for their Coast protocol, so it could quickly get value that way. So it's just a matter of holding on to it, is my guess. Sandy might know a bit more, but that's kind of my understanding. You can go on the website and claim the midnight bonus. You also have to swap your V1 tokens into V2 tokens on the site. Otherwise, you're going to start losing using value. They've got a sort of a countdown there that penalizes you if you don't do that. What else? Daniel says, thanks, Sandy. You're awesome. Yes, Sandy is awesome. 3 cheers for Sandy. Doing a great job. Nice website on Kira. Yeah, I like it. I think the artwork's pretty neat. Kira is doing an airdrop. Yeah, they are doing airdrop, by the way. Yeah, that's true. They're doing 11 Kira for Pulse and 11 Kira for Pulse X. If you sacrifice for those, I believe. I don't think that's come out yet, though, as far as I know. Let me jump through that. Yeah, so 22 if you got both sacrifices, as I understand it. You will have to check the airdrop channel on Discord again. Yeah, it is on there, but I haven't. I don't know if they've given that out that airdrop yet, because I'm pretty sure I checked the other day. But we might need to check again just to make sure that is the case. Sandy Beach says we have some awesome girls in the Hex Token system. 100%. Of course we do. We have some amazing people out there, and the ladies. I just checked the white paper, and they are definitely airdropping to PS sacrifices. 100%. So now airdrops. We got an airdrop chat that's in there. Whatever. Product review says grey is low right now. Yes, product review, very good time to do things that you need to do if you're doing unstaking on Hex, is particularly on ETH chain, to do that now, because that is that is the best time at the low grey. So good observation there, product review. Bob Wells, apparently the airdrop tokens unlock in Q4. Good. Okay, good to know that. I guess that's pretty good. DCA for the win. 100% Sandy Beach. Sandy LS says, with that rocket pool, couldn't we stake our PLS? We could need to swap it for Pulse rocket pool token and stake there too. Yeah, well, the whole thing is designed to delegate your Pulse to become indirectly a validator. That's the idea there. Now, Alex McFord is the one that's talked about forking that, so that's where that came from as well. Any thought on 9-inch sacrifice? Yeah, I'm not promoting that myself. So Magic Cup, right? If they're doing a pull for it, that's cool. That's what they do. They do sacrifice pulls. Myself, yeah, I'm not promoting that or talking about it as any such. YouTube user, is Powercity good? Yes, I think it's very good. But once again, not financial advice. You have to do your own assessment. But I think it's one of our top protocols coming to Pulsechain. Going to have a big impact on the Pulsechain ecosystem and valuations as well. Humberto says, don't be silly, folks. EHEX is RH, baby. As the reason Pulsechain is here, Richard will always protect EHEX. 2 years from now, you will understand the game plan. 100%. I agree with that. 100% there. What else there? Jumping through some of those. Akbala says, I think weight V1 to V2 conversion percentage has already dropped to 90%. Okay, yeah, it may very well have done that. So you must do that conversion if you are going to participate. We're up to an hour and 38 minutes. Oh my gosh, there's so much to talk about in Pulsechain. No, I mean, I could keep going and talk about heaps of topics, but we're probably going to wrap up here. No, we're going to have a look at that. I've looked at Hex, I've looked at incentive token. But let's have a look at Pulse Hex ratio, because that did a nice relative move versus Pulsechain overnight. That bounced off. Let me do swap the price and Pulse. So that bounced down here. We got as low as about 0.39 Pulse X per Pulse, and that actually is now at 4.4. So it's actually Pulse X has gone stronger against Pulse. And of course, as you guys know, we had the news out. What was that? 10 hours ago? Did I say? Maybe 10 hours. Let's go 10 hours. Is that 10 hours? It's not 10 hours. That's about 10 hours. So maybe this pump here was to do with that exchange listing. What did I say? Exchange listing? I can't remember what it was, but it was bullish from PulseX. Yeah, it was an exchange listing for PulseX. So that went up. And so PulseX has moved up stronger versus Pulsechain, which is pretty interesting there. And of course, that's 0.44, which is a ratio of 2.27 PulseX per Pulse. So awesome. Remember when early days when PulseX was up over just over 4 for PulseX per Pulse? That is now sitting at 2.27, and I think it's got as low as about 1.9 something like that. Something pretty low down that way. All right. All right. I hope you guys enjoyed today's live stream. I've enjoyed it. And hey, look, we could do much more, right? We could look at all the new tokens come out. We could look at all the, maybe a few project tokens, things like that. We could look at how Internet Money is performing. There's so many things we could look at today on the charts, but I won't be doing that now because we've already done a long live stream. John Pike says, you may have covered it already, but I was surprised to see Hex on Ethereum and PHEX yield farm disappear. I was not. I think that they've pulled over the liquidity in those farms, and I think that's probably job done, is my guess there, John Pike. And of course, it was having a lot of impact with that APR competing with Hex. APR is amazing, right? 40% APR is incredible, but when you've got that competing, and you've got Pulse and PulseX out there, they've got all these different things that of attracting attention for the EHEX, and I think that's at some point they had to stop. And I mentioned that I think yesterday's video. I certainly mentioned it in private conversations, yeah, so not surprised to see that. I hope there is another one since I paired tokens. Yeah, all I was going to say is you're still earning fees if you're in the liquidity pool, and that's probably going to turn over a decent amount of turnover and fees. So you're still earning that, even if you do take out your LP, the farm. The other thing that there is the Hex, Hex farm for PulseX. So let's go have a look at what's up still, just to revise that because it's kind of an important topic. I guess we're going to end up at 101 hour and 45 on the live stream now. But yeah, there's that PulseX reaction. Look at that, 2.26 PulseX to Pulse now. So that's definitely PulseX got stronger overnight. Looking at the farms though, in terms of the Hex, we've got this farm here, Hex, Wrap Pulse. But obviously the price difference between Pulse and Hex, you got to take that into account consideration. So at the moment, I'd call that a moderate risk pool, but that could be a high risk pool in the future. Just depends. But that is a moderate risk pool. High risk pools, these stable coins to Pulse, they're high risk pools because a Pulse breaks out, then obviously you're going to be left with a lot more stable coins and less Pulse, and that's going to go against you on the impairment loss. But the APRs are pretty high on the incentive token, and the incentive token's going back up, so that's kind of a good move. Obviously, that's also true for Wrap Bitcoin and Pulse, which is the last farm that just popped up there. But yeah, if you've got Hex, you've got that. But like I said, it's a moderate risk around the impairment loss versus the APR that you're earning. So if you click on here, let's do $1,000, go for a day. You're earning about 1.04%, so about 1% of capital every day back. So that's your risk there versus the impairment loss that they're facing. So if that loses, if it goes against you, 10%, you've got 10 days that you got to cover that. In terms of the yield. The ones that are finished are the ones that you mentioned, and of course Hex from Ethereum, Wrap Pulse, and Hex from Ethereum, Hex there. So I'm not surprised to see these disappear. But yep, that's going to hopefully take some pressure off the Hex, is my guess. So yeah, but you saw in fees, and here this would be a beautiful fee earner, I think. All right. We got Pulse up 10% at the moment. We got PulseX up 16%. We got incentive token up 16%, and we got Hex up 6% on Pulsechain. Facts Extreme Superman says, gentlemen, recommending to others. Hey, thank you very much, gentlemen. Appreciate that. Thanks for your feedback, John. No, Superman, well done. No problem. I'm tripping over my words here. I've got to probably wrap up and have some lunch. You rock, take care, says Lies Beneath. Thank you very much, as always, Lies Beneath. And John says, I think Hex Wrap Pulse LP is higher risk because Hex has already done its major increases. I disagree with that at the moment, actually, because it's got a massive pullback on Hex. PLS will moon much more, leading to impairment loss. Yes, I agree with that part. Yeah, I agree with that part. 1 hour of Hex token is not enough. Got to get a double system top. That's funny, man. That is so funny. All right, we're now in 45 minutes. I've got to finish up there. You guys know I love the stuff, but got to have some lunch, man. Got to recharge. Maybe I'll do a second. I might do a second live stream later on today, just on trading, on the prices. We'll get more into that, and maybe a bit about the farms. So Stu Junior might do that later on. Loving your replays, says DVD. I appreciate that. Yeah, I'm trying to keep them well organized, so hopefully you guys get that. And all I'm interested in is bringing all the alpha, all the cool things that are launching on the ecosystem. And as you can see, we've had probably at least 4 or 5 things a day launching on Pulsechain in some form or another, whether the information sites or utilities or dApps or whatever, is really, really cool. We're in a winning ecosystem. It's only early, super early. All right. Where's the day? I'm looking for the day stuff here because I thought they had the days. I'm really annoyed. I wish they'd pull that back because that was really cool. So if you're listening out there, I think it's Alex that runs the site. If you're listening out there, bring back the day of the Pulsechain because that was up yesterday up here, but I can't see it now. All right. I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Let's play out some cool stuff on the way out. Bring on the highest of the stakes, man. We want worldwide branding. Bring on the highest of stakes. That's gonna be so cool. All right, take care, everybody. Peace out. Bye for now. Subscribe, like, share, hit the bell.
Here in my $3,000 Valentino Rockstud purse, my $3,000 Prada jacket, $2,000 Prada shirt, $2,000 or $3,000 Prada pants, Prada glasses, Prada hat, Prada bracelet, and it's all Prada, 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 Prada shirt, Prada hat, Prada glasses, Prada pants, and it's all nylon, so the haters' tears fall right off. Prada, 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 Prada shirt, Prada hat, Prada glasses, Prada pants, and it's all nylon, so the haters' tears fall right off.
Lil Bubble, let me ride that rocket.
$4,000 gains, 4,000x gains was a lot in 600 days. Soon it's going to be past 10,000. And I remember when I made the Hex website and I said, you know, this was designed to do a 10,000x return in a year and a half or 2.5 years. Everyone said it was a scam. It was impossible. How dare you design something with the intention of becoming valuable? Well, that's what business is. By design, business is the creation of value for shareholders. So every business is trying to create and accrue value. And I'm honest and open about it. And I said, I want to design the highest appreciating asset that's ever existed. And then we did it, and it's working. And I think we'll be past 10,000x very soon. And then will I hear apologies from all those people that said evil things about me? Let me tell you the difference between me and everyone else in cryptocurrency. I'm a self-help author that gives away free books to try and make your life better. I give away free videos with the ads turned off on YouTube. They're not allowed to show ads on my videos. Who else is doing that in cryptocurrency? I tell you to stop drinking, stop trading, you know, call your mom. I tell you to live a good, wholesome life. And who else in crypto is doing that? Everyone else in crypto wants to see you get wrecked margin trading. That's the only revenue they have. So, you know, it's a self-help author doing everything for free, giving you free coins, free books, free videos, free advice, living the dream, just raised $27 million for charity. Has anyone else from cryptocurrency raised $27 million charity that wasn't me? No, it's just me. I'm the best person in cryptocurrency. And I'm working my way up to maybe be the best in the world, but it's going to take a while. There's a lot of people out there. Yes, if it accrues so much value and gets so many users, yeah, the fees will go up and you'll just get really, really rich holding Pulse watching. Oh no, more really, really rich people. Like, you can't, here's the thing. You cannot force a free market to keep things cheap, because then crappy use cases that aren't valuable will outbid useful and valuable use cases. And do you want your chain with limited capacity to be filled up with crap? No, you don't want your chain filled up with crap. You want it filled up with nice, good things. Well, then how do you know what the difference between nice and crap is? By bidding. And the people that see more value in the chain pay more to use the chain. And then your limited resource chain, through the bidding mechanism, is filled with the most valuable things that people can fill it with. And so this like socialist USSR decree that, oh, we're just going to have cheap fees forever, it doesn't work, because there's a finite amount of space and you have to allocate it to certain users. And who should you allocate it to? Those that can most afford it, because they're bidding with their money for how valuable the transaction is. So the solution to a limited resource isn't to screw around with the pricing. The solution to a limited resource is to create more of the resource. So the Ethereum chain is full. Great. Well, we're going to make one with 4 times more throughput, and it won't be full. It'll be empty, and let's go fill it up.